Hello everyone, thanks for being here today. I hope your day is going well. My name is Olakumbi and I'm here with another tutorial. Today we'll be making a simple organza top with puff sleeves and waistband that is tied at the side. So if you're interested in knowing how to go about it, just stick around till the end and you wouldn't regret it. Thanks to both my old and new subscribers, I appreciate you all. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead and click on the subscribe icon and turn on the notification bell so you get notified each time I put up a video. I have here the materials we'll be working with. Our organza fabric, tape measure, scissors, tailor's chalk, straight ruler, curve rulers. To start the front bodice, we place our fabric on fold just like I have here. Then we would rule our guideline. The total length of the top is 19 inches and this top is going to have a band at the waist area that can be tied as a belt to the side. Okay, so if the total is 19 inches including the band, the top on its own is going to be 17 inches. All right, so from the guideline here or shoulder line we'll go down 17 inches, but we're going to add 1 inch as our allowance, so I'll mark 18 inches. All right, I'll do the same thing on the other side and connect the line together. So for this tutorial, the neck measurement we are going to use is 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So I'll be marking 2.5 inches because she wants it very close to the neck. So I'll mark 2.5 inches here. From our line here, mark 2.5 inches. We'll make our curve. Now we'll be taking our shoulder measurement, which is 15 inches divided by 2 will give us 7.5, and we're going to be adding 1/2 inch allowance for joining the sleeve. So that's going to be 8 inches. So I'll mark 8 inches here. From this point that we marked here, we'll be going down by 1 inch. All right, to form our shoulder slope. So you connect it to the neck. So we have our shoulder slope. To get our armhole depth, we're going to be using the bust circumference measurement, which is 34 inches divided by 6 plus 1.5. So I got 7.1. So I'll mark 7.1. So I'll connect it from the slope here to this point. So this line now forms our chest line. So what I'm going to do is I would extend it out. Because this top is going to be a fitted top, so we're not going to be including any dart. What we're going to do is just to impute the bust line measurement. All right, so we're going to be increasing the waist side also so that we can have enough gathers and be attached to the waistband. So the bust measurement is 34 inches. 34 inches divided by 4 will give us 8.5. 8.5 plus 2 extra inches that we're going to add to the side to make it a bit free will be 10.5 inches. So I'll measure 10.5 inches, then we'll add 1 inch allowance. And so going to the waist, we're going to put the same 11.5 inches so that by the time we gather it up, we're going to be attaching it to the band. So we'll just take our straight ruler and connect them up together. Okay, so we'll be imputing our armhole now. We'll take half measurement of the armhole. So just fold your tape measure into 2, then mark the point. Okay, go in by 3.5 inches. Put your mark there. Then using your curved ruler, you connect it from the shoulder slant here to the chest line. Okay, so we have formed our armhole. So now I'm going to be drafting my back armhole. So from the back armhole, from the midpoint here, you just take your curve and join it at the chest line here. Okay. So this is my back armhole. For my back neckline, I'll be going down by 1 inch. So I'll mark my 1 inch here. I'll connect it to the neck width here. I'll be adding half an inch for our shoulder allowance. Mark half an inch. I'll mark half an inch. Okay. So we'll cut it out starting with the back. We'll start with the back neckline, back armhole, all the way. So we'll place the front pattern on top of our fabric that is on fold so that we can cut out our back pattern. So I've already placed it. I'll be cutting it out right now. We are done cutting the back pattern. You put it aside, then we'll complete cutting the front pattern. And this is the front armhole. To create the puff sleeves, we place our fabric on fold, just like I have here. I already placed it on fold. I'll place it on fold again because I want to work on both sleeves at the same time. I'll grab my pattern paper. I've already drafted a pattern for the sleeve I'll be using in this tutorial. So please, if you have not watched the basic sleeve tutorial, I'll leave a link in the description box below so you can check it out and so that you understand what we're doing. The total height of the sleeve we're going to use is 8 inches, but I'll add 1 inch allowance, half inch to join the strip and half to join at the shoulder. That will make a total of 9 inches. Then at the top here, we're going to be adding 2 inches extra to create that puffiness at the top. Then we're going to increase the width also. The reason why I'm adding 7 inches at the side is so that I can gather it also in here. So 2 inches plus 9 inches will give me 11 inches. I'll mark my 11 inches on the fabric. I'll go to the other side as well and mark 11 inches. Connect the point. The next thing is to determine how wide we want the width to be. So I'm adding an extra width of 7 inches. So I'll mark 7 inches at the top and I'll mark 7 inches at the bottom. So right now I'll place my pattern on the line and trace out the pattern. Remember, we added 2 inches extra to give it that puffiness at the top. So we have to trace out and connect it to the tip here. All right, we'll also trace it out here. So when you have done that, you add your 1 inch allowance at the side. So after you have done that, you can cut your fabric. To start working on the sleeves, we will notch the midpoint here with our scissors and also at the bottom. I've already prepared my strips that I'll be using to attach and finish the sleeve opening here. I have 2 slips, each 2 inches by 14. Our sleeve opening here is 6 inches. So I added 1 inch allowance. So that is 7. We're going to be attaching it to the sleeve, gathering it up like this so that it can have both the gathers at the bottom and also the gathers on top. To make our gathered stitches, we'll start at this point here. At this point, the midpoint of our sleeve pattern. We'll make a mark there and I'll show you. So you start from this point here, you end here, and you run the stitch using the longest stitch on your machine, taking it about half an inch away from the edge, and you run it one by one. All right, you also do the same thing at the bottom. You take it about an inch away and run it all the way from end to end. I have run my stitch both at the top and at the bottom of the sleeve. What we are going to do next is to pull one of the threads, pull it to form the gathers at the top, bottom as well. So you can see how it's looking already. The band is going to sit at the edge here. After pulling the threads, you measure as you gather it, make sure that it ends at 14 inches total. I have 14 inches right here. This is the wrong side of the sleeve, wrong side facing the right side of the band. You stitch it half an inch to the end. When you stitch it half an inch to the end, then you flip the band and the sleeve, you flip it, then fold the edge inside and stitch on the band to the end. All right, so we are done with finishing the opening of the sleeve. What is left is to close up. You turn the right side facing right side, then close it up by the 1 inch allowance that we gave it. For my band, I already cut it out 5 inches wide and 80 inches long. You can use more than 80, it depends on what you want. Okay, so I've prepared the sleeves and the band ready to be attached to the bodice. So we have closed up the band at the two ends. Okay, press it out. So we attach the top here on at the bottom of the bodice. Then we have also closed the side. We have the back bodies and we have the front bodies. For our back bodies, we're going to slit it open at the center back. The reason being that this top doesn't have any zip. For the top to pass through the head, we have to create a slit opening at the back. I'll go down by 5.5 inches. Then I'll cut it open. That's going to look like at the back. We're going to be attaching a loop on one end and we're going to be attaching a button on the other end. Attach both the front and the back bodies. Right side facing right side. We'll join the shoulder together. We'll also join the side together. But the other side, we're not going to be joining it all the way to the end. So we're going to just join it about 2 inches down. Then we'll leave the other end open. All right, so I'll go and join it and I'll be right back. I'm done attaching. You can see it. I've attached this one as well. I've run my stitch 1 inch at the side and here I only went down by 3 inches. Okay, I also folded in the slit at the back. I've made the loop we'll be attaching to the back, so it's going to stay something like this. I'll cross it over and sew it to the back here, then we'll put our button on the other side. I've already fixed my sleeve on one of the armholes, so I will do this side too. The next thing I'll do is to take in the neck. I don't want to use bias. I'll just take in the neck like so. Take it round from the back, starting from the slit at the back, round to the front and back to the slit. Then at the side where I only stitched 3 inches, I will fold it in by half an inch like so. You can see I'll fold it in on this side. I'll fold it in also at this side. I'll run a stitch round from this point back to this point. The reason I'm doing that is because I want it to be gathered at the waist. Okay, so see what it looks like after running the stitch round and pulling the thread. Remember I said the waist is 26 inches. So 26 inches circumference divided by 2, because this is the front and we also have the back. So divided by 2 will be 13. So I pulled the thread until I have a gather of 14 inches. I added 1 inch allowance. Now we'll be attaching our band to the bottom. I've notched it at the center point here. So what we're going to do is the side seam stitch, we're going to attach it to that part we have notched on the band. You open up your band. Where you notch, you place it on the side seam stitch. You pin it. All right. You open it up. And pin it. I've pinned it from the center point of the band and also from the side seam. I've pinned it to the end of the top. All right, so I'll do the same for the other side. After I pin it down, I would go ahead and stitch it. So I've attached the band to the top and I have overlocked it to make it look neat. So you can see the way it looks. See? All right, so we'll fold it back. After we do that, we take the belt, fold it in by ½ inch, making sure it remains at 2 inches. Then you take in the 2 parts of the belt. All right, you fold and stitch all round till you get to this point here where you have already attached it already to the top. So what you just do at this point, you just fold in and stitch. So you fold it round. When you end here, you take both of this one, fold it in by ½ inch on each side, then you stitch it until you get back to the edge of the belt. You see it? Okay, so I'll do that, then I'll attach my button and come and show you how it looks. Alright guys, so I'm done making the top. This is the outcome and it looks so beautiful. You can see the band at the edge of the sleeve. You see the puff coming out, then the neck. See how beautiful? Our button at the back. See it? The band at the waist and the belt to form a bow. So please, if you have enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you subscribe. If you have not subscribed, give me a thumbs up. Press the notification bell so that you get notified each time I put up a video. Share to your family and friends. Leave a comment for me and I'll be glad you did. I'll see you in my next video. Stay blessed. Love you all. Bye.